Hi guys, how are you all today? I first want to talk about a contest that we held around Halloween called Eagle Face Off. And over the weekend, or one early October weekend, we were kind of, some of us in the store were kind of sitting around and had been watching the Sci-Fi Face Off show, where they were similar to anything on like the Food Network, and if you're not familiar with it, what they do is they go in and they do costume makeup, you know, kind of creepy, kind of gory, all kinds of different things. And we were like, why don't we do something with our theater department? Our merchandise manager here at the store, she was a work study many moons ago, before she became a manager, and was a theater major, and she and one of her former fellow classmates kind of put their heads together, and it is a costume makeup class that's taught on campus in our theater department. So we thought, what better way to incorporate that and have them kind of turn or interpret our mascot, which is an eagle, and his nickname is Beaker. And so these students, she actually, the instructor replaced a quiz for a participation grade. We got some judges, we gave away gift cards, and then Travis can kind of, that's kind of how we got to the idea. We used social media. We made a YouTube video, and we tweeted and Facebooked, and they had to go to our Facebook page to like the photo, the four that were narrowed down for the winner. And so Travis will be able to speak with you specifically about some of the crazy numbers that we got from this face-off competition.
Okay. Yeah, as Julie said, it was we had a 45-minute competition for the makeup challenge. Students could do their hair and make up their prosthetics in the time before it, but they weren't allowed to apply it until the contest actually started. There were 16 students in the class, and we had 15 participate. One student was out, and everybody was really awesome. They had a really great time with it. We had a former university bookstore work study named Stevie Vaughn. He's an intern now in the communications department, and he put together the video for us. Let's see. And one great thing, well, one thing unknown to us at the time, the students hadn't actually gotten to the prosthetic makeup part of the course, but nearly half of the students were able to just use their ingenuity and come up with all these different prosthetics and apply them. And let's see. Everybody that participated, we gave away a $10 gift card to. Our top three, we gave a $100 gift card, a $50, and a $25 gift card. And we went with gift cards instead of merchandise because the gift cards all come back to the university bookstore. So it's a win-win situation for us. On Facebook, we gave everybody 2 weeks to vote and share and get their photos out there. We really wanted student participation with this. It was almost all student-driven. We really didn't do quite a lot with it. It was something that they really have fun with anyway. It's something that's in their blood, so we just kind of turned them loose, gave them the idea, and they ran with it. So at the end of the 2 weeks, we had a total of 617 votes. Over 5,000, nearly 5,500 people saw the finalist photo album. We've got over 314 video views. Our finalist photo album had over 3,000 views in 24 hours. So this, when we put this up, it really took off.
Like, that's getting more hits than our athletics page, just for looking at these photos of the finalists and the votes and the likes and with the videos. Like our athletics page at that time wasn't even getting that many hits. So when I'm saying, talking about the analytics and what Travis was able to pull, I mean, it's kind of incredible how far this was able to be, how far it was reached.
Yeah, and our winners picture where we had everybody grouped together and just hold up a sign saying that they were the Eagle Face-Off winners, that picture itself had over 818 views, and one really crazy thing is that it had over 16,000 interactions. Students clicking on the photo, clicking on the link to go to Facebook. We also increased our Facebook likes by nearly 50. We went from right around 2,430 to over 2,470 likes within 2 weeks. And
like in the spring, we're actually going to spin off of this idea again and go into the art and design department and get some of them to, because we do the way that we do our buying, and do a T-shirt competition, and we actually had a bad batch of shirts that had 1987 instead of 1887 printed on them. We're talking like 200 shirts. Luckily for us, the vendor gave us credit, so we're going to give away an X amount of shirts to some of these students and let them turn the T-shirt into whatever kind of costume, creation, outfit, whatever they can come up with, and we think that that will have as much or more impact as the kids and with the creativity that they did with this face-off competition. So does anyone kind of have any questions about that part of our sharing session? Okay, so talking about using Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, every time that we draw a buyback winner, we just make sure that we take their picture, and we let them tag themselves if they don't want to be tagged in the photo, and we just push it out there every day that there is a buyback winner, so the students know that there are actually real people and their friends and their classmates winning these prizes, everything from gift cards, backpacks, merchandise. We actually do our buyback prizes from our store inventory, because we just feel like getting more of our own merchandise out there will help other people see it. And we let them choose what they want, and all of those likes and being able to tie the tweets and Instagram back together. Something really cool our university does is our Twitter feed. We actually have something called Tweegle, and it is kind of a combination of Twitter and Eagles. And in the Office of Communication and Marketing, we were one of the first universities to actually have the campus-wide Twitter feed scroll and continuously update on our main page. And if you're not really familiar with what I'm talking about, if you visit moreheadstate.edu and scroll down just a little bit, every single department on our campus has their own Twitter handle, and anytime any of those departments tweet, it scrolls through the main page. So whenever we tie our Facebook posts or Instagram pictures or tweets, we make sure we link them all together, because even if it isn't one of our fans in particular or followers, because it scrolls through the main university page, there are a lot more people than we can even track that are seeing our information. And one of the really cool things, if you're not really familiar with Hootsuite, for example, everyone is getting ready to come upon buyback, one of our most favorite times of year at the bookstores. So what we do, instead of making sure every single day we tweet our hours, or we tweet or Facebook post that what our hours are, or what we're buying a book for, I actually use Hootsuite. You can set up a free account, and you can link all of your social media, and you can schedule up to a year out tweets. and you can schedule them within 15-minute intervals. So what Travis and I will do is we'll sit down and we'll be like, okay, for these, 12 days of buyback, and instead of making sure or even actually forgetting to tweet what our hours are, we set it up in Hootsuite and it automatically does it for us. So we don't even have to think about it. And then whenever it comes to actually something comes up and we need to do something immediately, we can. But Hootsuite is a really great planning tool to plan events, or if you know you're going to have certain hours on a Saturday, or something that you know that occurs, every year, because we're all kind of on a very similar cycle, you can use Hootsuite and schedule all of that and schedule them in, like I said, 15-minute intervals. You can schedule them around whenever class changes are, when people are going to be looking at the website, or killing some time. And I always try to do one around midnight. And like I said, it takes the work out of it for you. You just copy, paste, and change the date. So Hootsuite has proven to be a really effective tool for maintaining just your informative posts about store hours or holiday open house or buyback or things like that.
And if you need to know, like, what times are good for your scheduling, Facebook's a really good source if you've got a Facebook page set up. If you go to your insights and then your posts, and it will show you a timeline of when students are actually seeing your page. So you can get a really good sense of when you should be posting to get maximum efficiency out of that post.
Does anyone have any questions for Travis or myself?
Well, if no one has any questions, I just want to thank Julie and Travis. That was some great information. And Braden is going to follow up with that and tell us a little bit about Dixie State's social strategies. Are you there, Braden?
Yep, I'm here. I hope everyone's having a good day. I just want to start out. We're going to talk a little bit about Instagram and how it's impacting us in the college realm and the best ways to use it. One of the best ways that I've noticed, and some of the other people on our campus have noticed, the best way to involve students on Instagram and promote school spirit is to get Instagram competitions going. Us at the bookstore, as well as many other organizations on campus, use competitions to get the students to do the marketing for you. So one of our last Instagram competitions was for our homecoming week. We had a homecoming game where we had a large tailgate and then the homecoming game right after that. And what we did is we started marketing a few days before to reach out to the students and let them know that during the tailgate and the homecoming game, they could post a picture of them kind of showing their Dixie State pride, at them at the game having fun, or at the tailgate getting some food or mingling. And we would have them specifically target what they liked about being here at Dixie. And so the best way for us to track that was first having students post their Instagram pictures and have a sponsored hashtag for the competition or for all your competitions. What I recommend you guys do as a university, you guys need to choose a specific hashtag that you guys can use for all your competitions, or specifically a hashtag that can be used for that competition itself. One that we've used multiple times, our colors are red, blue, silver, and we really focus on the red. So we use the hashtag DixieRed to track what posts are correctly being targeted for that competition. So for that competition, we have very specific instructions for each student. They need to talk about why they're eligible for showing the school pride, and we have them use the hashtag DixieRed, as well as mention your campus store or your bookstore at, for us, it's DSU Campus Store. So within the body of their Instagram post, they need to mention you, and that's the best way for you to track what they're getting involved in. If they don't post with the hashtag or your mentioned Instagram tag name, then it's going to be harder for you to find who wanted to be involved. So very specific instructions are the best thing I can recommend for you. You need to set up time limits, specific requirements, and restrictions in order for people to be eligible. Sometimes you get massive amounts of involvement, and if they don't follow the instructions properly, it's not initially getting you any advertising. Sometimes we've learned from trial and error that if you don't give them specific instructions, they will post pictures or they will hashtag and mention you in a comment of a picture that was posted previously. And that doesn't do you any good because it's not going to show up in a new news feed at that time. And that it's good and all. It shows Dixie's spirit or spirit of whatever school you guys are promoting. But we recommend that if you can get the students to post a brand new picture, then that will show up in their feed with their friends, showing that you're getting them involved in your competition. And that's what you really want, is you want your name and your hashtag to be promoted and to get the word out. So with the competitions, after the time limits are up and the requirements are met, we compile all the entries, and once we work with that, we at the bookstore choose what picture we think entitles the student the best, showing school spirit or whatever other competition you guys are choosing to do. We choose the title for whoever's the winner, and we coordinate when is the best time for them to come in, get the either gift card, giveaway item, merchandise, and we take a picture of them when they come through. So that's the biggest thing for us, is that student needs to feel entitled that they're the winner, and that's a really good opportunity for you to show other students that they can be winners too. So by getting a picture of a student winning an item, a gift card, or just being involved, when you post that to your Instagram at a later time, it gives all your students that you reach on your Instagram feed the idea that they can be involved just as easily. I think that gift cards are a good idea, as well as merchandise. The last one for the homecoming game, we gave them a stadium seat. So when they came by and picked those up, we took a picture of them with the stadium seat, and we got a lot of feedback on that. It reached quite a bit of people, and we had a lot of people ask how they could get involved. And we try and do a social media competition every month, and so Instagram, I think, is one of the best ways to get people really excited about their school spirit and being involved with the bookstore specifically. Does anyone have any questions as of now for Instagram and how to use competitions best for your bookstore? Okay, well, we will move on to the next thing that I think has some of the biggest impact. I'll target its use on Facebook, but as far as across all social media platforms, I think one of the biggest influence of your PR and your marketing and how it's tactful is to humanize your brand. So Facebook is pretty much becoming a massive network of targeted ads and kind of interpersonal statuses. So if you look at it, the algorithms that control what shows up on news feeds for brands you like or friends statuses or any other things you're involved with on Facebook, the algorithm is beginning to cut out kind of what is more junk and what is the best information to be on there targeting you. Facebook is also becoming a problem because whatever shows up on the news feed is kind of whatever pays the most to be on there. So it's sad that social media is coming to that, but we kind of have to start investing money in order to make Facebook a really good resource for us. One thing that we found was we just posted a simple status, just text, no pictures, videos, which are usually something that can target students really well and we get good responses on. But I posted a simple status saying, I hope everyone enjoys their weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. Something super simple like that. Sounds very humanistic, doesn't shove a product down their throat, isn't saying, hey, come buy this, we want your money. By giving the students an idea that there is a person behind the computer that does have a humane touch to it, it reached way more people than we expected. That post itself reached more people than we had hit in the last 2 years. So looking at your insights, all your stuff on Facebook showing who you reach, how many people you're impacting, if you get a lot of likes, shares, posts that people connect with, I think that getting back down to the basics and using humane language in your posts can make it reach a lot more people.
Be a benefit to
one thing that we noticed was products that don't
get tons of people sending
products that are being shoved down the students' throats or other people kind of deters involvement on Facebook and other social platforms. So what we noticed was just you really have to look at what some of the most successful brands on social media are doing. One thing that I found was quite humorous. Taco Bell tweeted one moment that friends are temporary and Taco Bell is forever, and we thought that was just kind of a humorous way to improve your PR, not necessarily a marketing tactic that's going to get massive sales, but you can definitely humanize with your audience and get them to connect with your brand that way. Does anyone have any questions or comments on how to get involved and humanize your brand?
Looks like we do have a couple questions for you. Dustin or Gerald, did you have questions? Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
Braden, did you have anything else that you?
I have extra stuff we can go on. If anyone would like to share, we can move on, whatever you prefer.
Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody, and then if anyone else has other ideas to share, we can kind of go from there.
Perfect.
So if everyone can just make sure that you kind of keep your atmosphere as quiet as possible, since everyone will be unmuted.
Hello?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I have a question. This is Roger.
Hi, Roger.
Hi. Is this also visual? I'm only getting the social media idea swap. Is there a visual presentation with this?
No, there's not. We're
okay.
doing the call today, so.
That's fine. That's fine. I just wasn't sure if I was doing something wrong. So great.
No problem. So does anyone else have an idea that they'd like to share that they've had some success with on either Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I have a question about the Instagram, and my name is Gerald. I'm from Bloomsburg University store in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. And my question is, I don't know, Brendan, what kind of strategy that you use in order to get students, post their pictures either on Facebook or Instagram, because we try for things like we have a big thing that I call Hug Red Zone, because our mascot is a husky. So what I ask to do is pretty much during football games, we're asking them, whenever the team is at the red zone, they can take pictures and post it on Facebook or update information like stats and everything. But we've been trying it for a couple months, and I haven't got any response. And I'm like, okay, if there's something I miss, I don't know what type of strategy that you use to get people post their pictures on Facebook and Instagram.
Here at Morehead State, we did a college colors promotion, and we actually gave away some free swag at the very first home football game when they took a picture of themselves at the game, and they had to use college or Go Eagles Game Day 2013, I believe is the hashtag. But we did put pictures out of the swag bags that had pom-poms, sweatshirts, little drawstring bags. So having a little bit of incentive, because everybody wants some free stuff, and if you can show what the free stuff is, yeah, we probably got about 24 pictures just from that one football game, and that was really the first time that we had really used Instagram as a photo contest kind of thing. So, you know, we were pretty happy with that.
I would say ditto to that. I would say the same thing, that you need to incentivize the students to have them show their school spirit and to post directly for you or marketing for you. You need to incentivize them with brand swag or any university apparel that you guys can.
Yes, usually what we do, we tell them that, you know, if they participate, we're going to choose like 3 or 4 randomly, give them like free stuff, but we never mention exactly what we're going to give them. But one thing that it works out well, before the game, we ask them to post their predictions, and then they will get like a free gift certificate. That one works well, but we can't get them to have their pictures posted. You know, maybe during the football game, during tailgating party, that's the main part for us. We cannot get them to post their pictures.
One thing that us at Dixie State University, sorry, this is Braden again, but we at Dixie State University are looking to get involved physically being at the tailgates. What we want people to do is kind of get involved with us and have a photo booth there and offer to take pictures for them. So we have a photo booth or other ways that they can take pictures with Dixie State apparel, memorabilia, and other stuff like that. And by taking pictures for them and getting up in their face and having good PR presence, we allow for them to get the pictures themselves, and from that point, they will post it by themselves. So I think for you guys to be at the game and to be at the red zone and be there in person is a way you can really get them to understand that there's really an opportunity for them to get involved.
Thank you. I think that's a really good idea because we always have a trailer with all of our merchandise.
Hi, this is Carol. How can I help you?
That we sell during football games, so I think that's a great idea. Maybe we will try that next season. Thank you.
Perfect.
Braden, hi. I have a question for you about Instagram.
Yes.
I know how to do it personally, like on a phone, but how do you go about setting it up for a store?
From the phone, an Instagram profile is going to be the same for a personal person as well as a brand. So you log out of your personal Instagram and log into a username that you set up for your store itself.
Okay, so it would have to be from a personal phone, not like a store or a computer type thing.
Yeah, that's one of the issues we do have. There's many programs that you can use to manage your social media. Statagram or Webstagram online are platforms that you can use to comment, to like, and to follow other people. There's apps that you can use on your phone to mass follow or mass unfollow people, and that's the best way I recommend to grow your Instagram. But the initial posting so far is only from a personal phone.
Okay, thanks.
For Morehead State, we were actually lucky enough for the communications and marketing department to purchase an iPad, and it is here in our store. It's registered under my name directly here in the store, but Travis and myself, he's the new marketing coordinator, and social media was kind of my side job as textbook manager. So we actually just use it in the store, take it around, and use our bookstore / university iPad and keep all of the accounts logged in for that.
I have a question about Hootsuite.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned that you can schedule tweets. Is it also, are you able to schedule Facebook posts, and do you recommend posting the same thing on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, or mixing it up?
Yes and yes. You can link Facebook, Twitter. I don't have our Instagram linked to it, but we do have Facebook and Twitter, and part of our auxiliary service operation, we also have the golf course at Morehead State University under the auxiliary services umbrella. So I also kind of administer the golf course's Facebook page as well. So I actually have all 3 of those under our Hootsuite profile. And yes, you can schedule the same thing for both, but you just have to keep in mind that 140 characters or so is all you can do on your Twitter post. And like Travis said, if you use your Facebook analytics, you'll see the peak times when people are actually looking at your page to see when you want to push out the most information. But being able to do that for events like Buyback that you know is going to happen and you know that you're not going to have time to sit down and schedule out, tweets, once or twice every single day, or if you know you're going to be on vacation and something's going to be happening, and that way you don't have to worry about somebody doing it, it's already done.
Okay, great. Thank you.
This is Stephanie with MBS, and I had a question come through the chat. I don't know if we have any smaller colleges on the call or community colleges, but this question comes from a store at a community college who has a very wide range of ages that they're trying to reach, and they don't have a football or sports team. So do any of the stores on the call have any suggestions of how they've reached that type of audience?
This is Kelly with Tri-County Technical College.
Hi, Kelly.
We are same boat, wide range. I mean, we go from straight out of high school to people who've been laid off because of the economy and we're 50s and 60s. So we have had a couple of issues with that. What we tend to try to do is we do specific things that will kind of target a specific age group, something that they like a little more. We had a dancing contest at one time. Let people come in. If they would come in the store and do the Cupid Shuffle, they could win stuff. That was younger. But then we started picking older music that our older students would know that the younger ones wouldn't, so that kind of caters to them. So we also don't have sports teams, so we can't do any tailgate. We don't have mascots. So we actually just adopted a mascot for the store, an unofficial mascot, and we try to do some fun things with it. And we try to target, do specific things for specific ages, and then we do blanket ideas that will cover anybody and everybody to get people involved. And when you go to our Facebook page, what we've noticed is that the majority of our likes on Facebook is very diverse ages. We've got a little bit of everybody that are following us.
Those are some great ideas. Thank you for sharing, Kelly.
This is Julie again, something that we kind of stumbled upon as a happy accident, and something that would be, I guess, for the community college stores, with the wide variety of ages, and you know who you have a great relationship with as far as your faculty members. Myself and the online content specialist on our campus, and she actually is the one that manages the university pages, and we have Tumblr, Pinterest, and all, you name it, Morehead State, we have it on social media. And we've actually had the opportunity to get in front of a couple freshman classes, like seminar type classes, first year seminar, or a computer class like a CIS 101, and these particular faculty members wanted us to talk to them about how we use social media, what to do, what not to do, and that actually you can get paid to do social media, and it's not just something that you scroll through on your phone, like people are getting paid every day to do that. So when we've had the opportunities to be in front of these, the captive audience of the classrooms, the instructor said, because she, of course, was a fan and liked all of our pages, she made her students do it. And then they had to use hashtags while we were in their class, and she went back and followed them. So if you have some really cool faculty members or people that you have a really good relationship with that would maybe give you that opportunity, because, the 60-year-old students in a lot of the community college classes are sitting next to the 18-year-olds, and they can help each other. And like I said, if there's a faculty member there that that you have a good relationship with, I mean, that would be a good way to get in front of them and get them all involved, and it, will just help build your brand.
That's a really great suggestion. Thanks, Julie.
This is Travis. Another thing I would suggest is whenever you do something like a mass advertisement. Say, like here at Morehead State, we have the Coupon Mint book, which has local coupons for restaurants. We have our 2 pages in there for the university bookstore. Put your social media logos on those advertisements, even if it's just the Facebook F, the Twitter bird. Just have them somewhere on there so that people know that you are on these programs.
Stephanie, this is Regira Flack from Wilson Bookstore.
Hi, Regira.
Hi. My question has to do with Pinterest. I haven't heard too many ideas about that. Is anybody using Pinterest, and how are they using it successfully?
Do we have anyone out there that's willing to share how they're using Pinterest? I think Braden is.
I have some stuff. Yeah. Pinterest is very useful for product as well as just general PR. We get a lot of involvement on Pinterest, and one of the best things that MBS offers us through the websites that we use, all your products have social media links that you can set up, and you can pin directly from your Facebook page. So on my Pinterest, I have multiple boards. We have product boards for multiple departments, as well as boards that are just generally for PR. So we have the boards for tech department and clothing department, but as well as that we have clothing, or we have college humor boards, we have college motivation boards, because, I mean, Pinterest is covered with all those cute little quotes with pictures and stuff. So what we use Pinterest for is to show our products and also to kind of just develop a good presence on Pinterest.
Thank you.
On MBS's Pinterest page, we are pinterest.com/MBS textbook, and we have a board called To Share with Students. And I try to pin different things that stores might be able to share with their students. So that's an easy place to look for content that you can quickly repin. And we also pin all of our promotional materials from Ford Online Marketing Plans there, so you can browse through and see if there's anything that you might be able to use for an upcoming event or something like that. So that's a place to get started if you're looking for some quick content.
I agree, and if you go to Morehead as well as Dixie State, I'm sure looking at all of our stuff, you can steal anything you see off of ours and look into how you can implement that for your area. With Pinterest, there's pinners, and you follow or have followers, just like many other social media platforms. And for us, we follow a lot of people that are involved in our area. So all across Utah, there's multiple Pinterest accounts that we think are beneficial to us. So we keep a good network with people like MBS and other companies nationwide that cater to college students, as well as our small network here in Utah. And so I recommend that you do that with any other Pinterest accounts in your area, at your college, or in your cities. Connect with them and be involved. Like their stuff on Pinterest, repin their stuff, and communicate with them on all the platforms you can.
Okay.
Do we have any other questions or ideas that anyone has found successful on any of the platforms?
This is Regira again. I do have one more question. Of all the social media platforms, which one do you feel is the most effective, most widely used still?
Braden and Julie, do you guys have one that you think is the most useful?
I think for us it would be our Facebook page, just because it's been around the longest, and I will go ahead and admit to you, I created it, and then I was like, hey, look what I did, because my boss really didn't want us to do it, and now she, like, thanks me for it. But it's really dependent on what you're trying to do. If you're wanting to show something, you know, using your Instagram and linking it back to Facebook, and because Twitter and Instagram both link back to Facebook, that's why I would say that Facebook would be and we have the largest fan base with that. But then if you just need a short little note to go out and you want it scheduled or whatever, then I think Twitter for us is more effective. But it's really depending on what you're trying to tell and who you're trying to tell it to.
And I agree. It depends on your reach, what social platform is working best in your area. In Utah, and specifically southern Utah, Instagram and Pinterest are some of our strongest, where Facebook for us specifically is kind of lagging and getting to the point that to get really good involvement, we need to start doing ads and paying for promotional statuses. So you really have to kind of talk to other people in your area and figure out what is the best way to get involved with students as well as alumni and other people that you're targeting for your bookstore.
Maybe that could be a future conference call, Stephanie, about how to pay and how to use Facebook promo ads.
I will make a note of that. I think that could definitely be a good one. Does anyone else have an idea that they'd like to share?
We'll Instagram or Facebook pictures of the covers of some of the hot books that we're buying at buyback, and I'll even put the price that we're buying it, and if I'm only buying 15 or 20 more copies, I'll even put that on there, and it kind of helps get some of the kids in the door.
I have an idea here from Jennifer Edwards from Auburn University Bookstore. She was going to be one of our panelists today, but she was unable to make the call, unfortunately. They recently ran an autographed football sweepstakes where people could like their Facebook page to be entered to win a football autographed by Auburn's head coach. And liking the page gave the students one entry into the sweepstakes, but then they could get bonus entries by sharing the promotion on Facebook and Twitter. And then that generated a custom link, and so any of those students' friends who joined the promotion based on that link, those students would get an extra entry for doing that. So they had 141 unique entries, and they promoted the contest on social media, through email, campus communications, bag stuffers on football game days, lots of different venues. And it ended up being very effective. They generated over 700 unique views to the sweepstakes page itself on their Facebook, hundreds of likes, and 48 shares. And the shares alone extended their reach to 45,800 people just from that one tab. And best of all, they added 478 new followers in the first 10 days, and that was a 12% increase. So that was really big for them, and I think that they used a program called WooBox to offer that sweepstakes, and they have basically a designated tab that you can use on your Facebook page to run something like that, so it's pretty easy for them also.
This is Rajira again. I have one more question. What is the most effective way to get fans on your Facebook page, get people to like you? If you don't particularly have a big football program or whatever, you know, just kind of, we're just in a kind of an Ivy League college.
I think, this is Stephanie, I think one of the biggest ways is to offer an incentive. So anytime you can kind of get the word out and do some sort of contest, it doesn't have to be about football per se, but just some kind of contest where there's a chance to win something is a great way to get, to promote your different social sites and then to get students to actually take the time to like your page. I don't know if Braden and Julie have any other advice.
Everybody loves free stuff. I mean, everyone has a promo budget, whether it's a $5 gift card, a cup of coffee, a sweatshirt. I mean, and then share the picture that someone actually is winning the stuff.
I agree with that. I think the biggest deal for many students is if you're going to give away stuff, a lot of stuff that you could give away are just small items. So instead of giving away large like iPads or iPhones, when it gets to larger price ticket items, I think students turn off and kind of get the idea that it's less likely they'll win now. But if you're giving away small items often, it's a lot easier to incentivize the students to like your page, like your photos, or get involved in any social platform.
Okay.
This is Kelly again from Tri-County Tech. And like I said before, we're one of the ones, you know, without a sports team or anything like that to generate likes, you know, because of sports. But we have learned that if you're fortunate like we are, we're less than 5 miles from Clemson University and have a very good relation. We actually have a Bridge to Clemson program at this college. And we have found that if we speak about the other major university sports, we can get kids interacting with us on our social media sites when we, you know, on a Friday before a big game day, like, you know, we got Clemson right here, Georgia's right down the road from us. I mean, I think it takes us an hour to get to Athens. And, of course, the Clemson-Georgia game was a big game at the beginning of the year. We hyped it up a lot, and we actually sell Clemson, Georgia, and South Carolina items in our store. Wow. So just because we don't have the teams, they're still going to pull for somebody somewhere. And a lot of these kids, because we're a technical college, have aspirations to go on to a university somewhere. So we incorporate those schools in with us to help generate them doing more with our store by us being a part of the bigger picture for them, so to speak.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, to go back to how to generate users on Facebook account, one thing that we did last spring, before we started that promotion, we had maybe 1,800 users, and during orientation, when we have those freshman orientation, we pretty much like give them a coupon for 30% off on maybe one item or insignia gifts. We tell them, you know, if they like our page on Facebook, what we do, we have computers, laptops that we already set up, and then we tell them just like our page on Facebook now, and then you will get that coupon to spend immediately. So that works pretty good, and right now we pretty much like have 2,800 users. So they like it. It's like they first come at the college and they want to buy something. They have that coupon for 30% off. You know, it just log in, like our page, and then they get their coupon. It worked out pretty good, so that's one thing that we did in order to generate, you know, more users into our Facebook page.
Great idea.
Hi, this is Roger at San Diego Miramar College, and we're a relatively small community college, and we're really new to the social media game, and I'm looking to generate users also. And one of the things we're doing, we've already created it, but we're going to place them, we did a kind of a test pilot for it this year, was for our Twitter account, when we have, when we run out of books, when we have to reorder books on the shelf, we've created a table tent with a QR code on it, and directing students to our Twitter account, and we will send out a book blast once that book is in. I mean, immediately when the book is physically in the store, if a student likes or follows us on Twitter, then they would know that their book is available in the store. So we're hoping that we're going to get traffic and build up our base from that. So we have this kind of you know, custom piece that our graphics department created that we put on that we put right on the shelf and just say, you know, for immediate, to get alerted immediately when the book is in, follow us on Twitter, and so then we're hoping, you know, later on to push other things to them using them following.
That's a great point. I think the more that you can kind of put links to your pages and then also let students know what they'll find there, that's another good way, is just to kind of let them know what to expect when they follow your page.
While we're on the subject of talking about growing the social platforms, we're kind of a small university. We just barely became a university. But one thing that we've found for Facebook is, for us, we have to kind of pay for growth or to promote competitions. But Instagram, if you have a mobile platform, you can use it on your phone or on the iPad. Followers Plus is an app that allows you to follow or mass unfollow users on Instagram, and by doing that, people will see that you want to get in and interact with them, and they will follow you back most often. There's a really good return rate on that. For Twitter, we use an app it's online, it's called Tweepy, T-W-E-E-P-I, and if you use that, you can mass follow amounts of people and expect that they'll follow you back. And we do that on a regular basis. We mass follow a group of people, and then a week and a half later, if they haven't followed us back, we will unfollow them and follow a different group of people. And that's just one way we can grow those platforms a little different.
out of time. Do we have any other questions that people want to ask or any other great ideas you'd like to share? All right, well, if there's no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank all of you for attending and for sharing your great ideas with us today. And I'd like to send a special thank you to Julie, Travis, and Braden for helping to lead the conversation. When you exit the call, you should be given the option to take a brief survey over today's call. We'd appreciate all the feedback we can get. It should take less than 5 minutes, and it really does help us to improve our presentations in the future. So thank you all for calling in today, and I hope you have a great end to the week.